If you're watching this video, that means that you've decided that you would like to do a children's moment here at church. I'm going to talk to you for a few minutes, give you a few pointers, let you know a few things so that you can see that, hey, anybody can do this. It is very, very simple. First, when you want to do a children's moment, either in the early or late service, and you get on the rotation list, you do not have to go, Doug, I'm not creative. I don't know what to come up with. What am I supposed to do? There's no worries. The schedule is made out in a year in advance. So you know right now, 3 weeks now, what the story will be. I can tell you what the story will be in February the 14th. It's the story of Isaiah and his brother. So it's very easy. And I give you the Bible reference and the pages. So coming up with an idea is very easy, and it's not a very scary thing. Second, when we do the children's moment in the early or late, the children will come down, and you will be able to come down, and you'll tell them a story. Now, for purposes of this training video, as you remember, I did the story of Jonah and the whale. When you tell the children a story, it's really good to bring a prop, a hat, or something that somehow will relate to the story, because young children will remember it. If you have a hard time thinking of something, see me. I will tell you a lot of different things. Now, talking about props brings us to the next part. When you come down front and you meet the kids, you will find a mic over here. You just simply turn the mic to on, wait just a few seconds, and then it will become active. Make sure that you hold the mic close to your mouth when you talk, because if you don't, the sound does not get picked up. People in the back and in the balcony have a hard time of hearing what you're saying. Second, if you have a prop, it's hard to go, kids, I want you to look, hold on. It's hard to do a prop and also a mic. We have wireless mics. If you have a prop and you need both your hands for the children's moment, please see Greg up in the booth. He will give you one, show you how to turn it on and to turn it off. That is very important because this is a big note. If you forget to turn it off, they will hear you during the service talking to your neighbor. So you want to make sure that you turn it off and you return it back to Greg at the end of the service. Now, about the content. I talked about Jonah and the whale. I picked the story from the Bible, read through it, because you know what the story is way in advance, and I wanted to tell it from a different point of view from the sailor. But it's still basically the same story that you find in Jonah. I told the kids with a funny little hat, and I kind of changed my voice. You can do all these different things, or you can just get a book, which I have in my office of Bible stories, and just read the story to them. They need to know the word. Also, make sure that you practice it. Our children's moment needs to be at least 3 and no more than 5 minutes. It's not because we think we want to take away from it, but you got to keep in mind now that we're in 2 services, if we run over, we could interrupt Sunday school. So you want to make sure that you run through what you're going to tell and how you're going to do it so that there's no dead time. Just quickly interact with the kids. Second, remember, this is a children's moment. Don't use big words and things that you might know because they don't. Remember who you're talking to and keep it on their level and interact with them and make sure that they're the center of your focus. Lastly, as you know, every second Sunday we used to do the penny offering, or we called it the Shakedown Sunday. We have decided to move the children's offering, or the penny offering, to the first Sunday of every month. This is when we do communion. This will help with the time. What will happen during that, if your date falls on that, all you have to do is you come down front, you tell them that we are going to take up an offering. It is for the Good Neighbor Fund. You will give them the cups and let them go. When they come back, they will put the money back up by the table, have them to come down and say a prayer. And that we'll always do on the first Sunday of every month. Which brings me to the last thing, the prayer. The pastor has requested that when we say our prayer with the kids, have them to repeat it after you. Make sure that you go slow enough and maybe rehearse it a little bit with yourself. But you want them to be able to keep up and make sure they say it loud when you say a prayer. And when you're done with the prayer, excuse them and let them go to children's church or back to their seats. And that's all there is. Easy. If you don't believe me, come and see me. I can get you hooked up. Thank you.